The air was heavy in the alley behind Gwanak High School. Shadows stretched long across the cracked pavement, catching the flickering glow of a nearby street lamp. Femi stood at the center, heart thumping. His back pressed against the cold brick wall, sweat soaking into his school shirt. He was surrounded. 3 boys, Korean. Same school uniform, but far from the same mindset. At the head stood Jihun, tall, sharp-jawed, eyes burning with something darker than jealousy. In his right hand, a dented aluminum bat glinted like a warning. You had the effrontery to deceive and lure Nari to your house? Jihun's voice cut through the silence. My own girl? Femi said nothing at first. He swallowed hard. His chest rose and fell with short, panicked breaths. His eyes darted left and right, searching for an escape that didn't exist. You think you're still in your country? Jihun sneered, stepping closer. Where you can misbehave and do anything you like? The bat hung loose but threatening by his side. I didn't lure her, Femi said, his voice trembling. She came on her own. I told her not to. She didn't listen. I didn't know she was yours. Oh, Jihun echoed mockingly, pacing slowly. You didn't know she was mine? You this Nigerian weakling. You think you can just land here and pick any girl you like? Jihun raised the bat to his shoulder. I can kill you right here, and nobody would do anything about it. Femi's legs wobbled. There was no one around. Just him, the wall, the growing twilight, and the slow, suffocating fear of being cornered in a foreign land. But as Jihun advanced with that bat, as the others began to close in, something cracked open inside Femi. His thoughts pulled him back. Back 5 months ago, to the moment he stepped off the plane at Incheon Airport with his family, their entire life packed into 6 bags. Femi, 17, wrapped his coat tighter around his body. His mother was beside him, eyes alert but tired. His little sister, Kamsi, tugged at her glove, struggling to adjust to the foreign chill. It was their first time outside Nigeria. Their entire life from Lagos packed into 6 suitcases. A new chapter, a new chance. Femi had dreamed of Korea. Back in Lagos, it had seemed like paradise, the land of K-dramas, skyscrapers, orderly buses, polite people. A country where everything worked, where your skin didn't determine your worth. He'd practiced his Korean phrases with YouTube tutors and watched street food videos at night. He expected to be welcome. His father had taken a job with a construction company just outside Seoul. It was the opportunity of a lifetime, or so they said. But no one warned him that even in paradise, people carried the same old prejudices. First day of school. The classroom was quiet when he entered. All eyes turned to the new boy, Black, tall with tight curls and a shy smile. He stood near the board as the homeroom teacher gestured. This is Femi Okonkwo. He just moved here from Nigeria. Moving to a new place can be difficult, so I hope you'll make him feel welcome. A polite clap echoed, then silence. He took the only available seat near the back. As he sat, he heard a voice behind him. Black idiot. Low, sharp, meant for him. His body tensed. He kept his head down. But then, shut up, don't be an idiot. A female voice. Calm, not loud, but firm enough to turn heads. Femi turned slightly. She sat diagonally across from him, a girl with flowing black hair and a posture that demanded respect. Her eyes, deep and bright, met his, and then she smiled. He forgot the insult, forgot the cold, forgot the stares. Her name was Nari. They became friends, slowly but surely. She showed him where to buy warm bread after school. She helped him understand homework written in Hangul. She taught him how to use the subway card without fumbling. When he spoke, she listened, not out of pity, but out of genuine curiosity. She asked about Legos. Is it true you have to fight to get on the bus? Yes, he'd laughed. And sometimes hang outside the door while the bus is moving. And what if you fall? You pray first. They laughed together in the park behind the school. She brought gimbap for him to try. He brought jollof rice from home, though his mother insisted he warm it first. He didn't mean to fall in love, but the way she touched his arm when she laughed, the way her eyes lit up when he walked into class, it became impossible not to feel something. But he wasn't the only one watching. Jihun. He was popular. Captain of the school boxing team. Known, feared, respected. His father owned 3 auto shops. He moved like the school belonged to him. He had once dated Nari. The breakup wasn't public, but the resentment was. When he saw her laughing with Femi in the library, something snapped. You think you belong here? Jihun asked one day, cornering him outside the cafeteria. You think just because she talks to you, you're somebody? Femi tried to walk past. Jihun blocked him. You don't belong here, African boy. You're just passing through. Femi clenched his fists. He wanted to punch him, but he didn't. He still thought he had to play nice. He walked away. And that was the first mistake. The threats started subtly. A shove in the hallway. A torn page in his notebook. His name scratched off group projects. You should stay away from Nari, someone whispered one day walking past. When he tried to talk to Nari about it, she just frowned. Ignore him. He's just trying to scare you. But ignoring became harder. One evening, Nari showed up unannounced at his apartment with coffee and snacks. You weren't answering my texts. I didn't want you to get in trouble because of me, he said. She looked at him for a long time. You think I care about Jihun more than I care about you? That night, as they sat outside his apartment in the cold, Femi felt her hand brush against his, gently, deliberately. Their fingers locked. Her head rested on his shoulder. And the world finally felt okay again. They spent more afternoons together, quiet corners of parks, empty stairwells, sneaking dumplings between classes. It wasn't loud or public, but it was real. Femi knew it. She knew it too. And that made it more dangerous. Jihun was watching. It was after their school festival, when Nari had walked beside Femi openly in front of everyone, that the message came. A text from a number he didn't recognize. After school, behind the old gym, come alone. Femi stared at it for a long time. He knew what it meant. He knew who it came from. He could have ignored it, told the teacher, blocked the number. But something in him, pride, defiance, love, told him he had to face it. Because if he kept running, he would always be running. Now. The alley was darker now. The sun had dipped below the skyline, leaving behind only the glow of a single flickering bulb. Jihun raised the bat again, just high enough to make the threat clear. The 2 boys behind him moved in step, ready to pounce. Femi felt the tightness in his chest return. His hands shook, but his legs didn't move. Not this time. He could feel Lagos in his bones. Not the city. The struggle. The long nights of no power. The shouts of conductors arguing over 50 naira change. His mother's face drenched in sweat, pounding yam with aching arms after a long day at work. The fights in school because someone stole his lunch. The insult from a teacher that made him bite his tongue until it bled. The near misses crossing expressways. The rain that didn't stop. The hunger that didn't care. The noise that never slept. He hadn't come from comfort. He came from chaos. And chaos had trained him. He lifted his chin slowly, locking eyes with Jihun. You want to beat me because I love someone? He asked, voice steady now. Go ahead, but I won't bow. Jihun's face twisted. You dare talk back to me? Femi stepped forward. I'm not afraid of you. That was when the bat swung. But Femi ducked. Not out of panic, but instinct. He grabbed Jihun by the waist and drove him backward into the wall. The bat clattered to the ground. The other boys lunged. A punch struck Femi's side, another grazed his lip. But he didn't fall. He fought back. He remembered how to move, how to shield his face, how to drive his elbow into a stomach, how to kick when your fist fails. He didn't win gracefully, but he won. One boy staggered back, a nose bleeding. The other curled to the ground, groaning. Jihun tried to get up, but Femi was already on him. A fist to the jaw, a knee to the ribs. Then he stood panting, hands bruised, shirt ripped, but standing, alive, victorious. And behind him, Femi! He turned. Nari stood at the alley's edge, breathless. Her coat swung open, hair flying across her face in the wind. She ran to him. Oh my God, she whispered, eyes wide at the blood on his knuckles, the bruise forming on his cheek. She reached out, her hands trembling as they touched his jaw, his chest, as if confirming he was real. Why did you come? He asked, voice rough. I saw the message. I knew something was wrong. I followed. He looked at her, chest still heaving. I didn't fight because I wanted to. I fought because of you, because I needed to remember who I was. She blinked, confused. What do you mean? He looked past her, eyes distant for a moment, then back into her face. Lagos didn't raise cowards, he said softly. I forgot that for a while. Her lips parted, her eyes welled. You're not alone anymore. She stepped forward and wrapped her arms around him carefully, gently, as though holding something precious that had nearly been lost. And in that silent embrace, with the alley behind them and Seoul's wind circling their feet, Femi felt something shift. He was still in a strange land, but he had carved out his space, not by hiding, but by standing. 2 weeks later, the school buzzed with whispers. Jihun had been suspended. The other 2 boys, too. Femi returned quietly, head held high. Some students nodded as he passed. No one called him names anymore. He sat in class beside Nari. They didn't talk much. They didn't need to. Her pinky finger would brush against his. Sometimes she'd squeeze it once. That was enough. On the rooftop during break, they shared bread rolls and watched clouds move above the mountains in the distance. You think you'll ever go back? She asked once. Femi nodded slowly. One day, but not yet. Why not? He smiled, turning to her. Because part of my heart is here. She leaned her head on his shoulder, and for the first time since arriving in South Korea, Femi didn't feel like the new boy anymore. He felt like a son of 2 cities, of Lagos and of love.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next story.